is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be going over and ranking our top 10 centers in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, the center position, it's interesting because, I mean, guys like Tim Duncan, even like D-Rob, Joel Embiid, I don't really consider them centers. It's kind of weird to say, but I don't. I consider them power forwards, and so if you want to see where like Shaq, D-Rob, all of those guys stack up, make sure to go watch that power forward tier list. So yes, Invincible Shaq, Endgame Shaq, those type of guys aren't going to be on this tier list, you know, and they're just not, because I want to create room for like Sabonis, for like Ralph, which we will get to in this video. Now, before we dive any further, again, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Appreciate all of your recent support. You guys have been going absolutely insane. Now, I couldn't include Sabonis, but he'd be at number 11. At number 10, Dark Matter Ralph Sampson, Wreck-It Ralph in MyTEAM, 7'4", 7'8" wingspan. You look at the card, there's nothing that's really going to blow you away, but he can do it all, right? He can shoot the ball. He can play really good defense. His speed rating is really high. Inside scoring is really good. If you want guys to compete against Taco, if you want guys that can compete against the Yaos, Manute to the world, Wreck-It Ralph can do all of that for you. At 7'4", for budget ballers out there, he is a really solid addition. He might be coming home to the No Money Spent squad before you know it, because I am tired of losing because of just running undersized players in my team. So just know Ralph Sampson could be coming to the No Money Spent squad series sooner rather than later. At number 9, Dark Matter Markkanen. Now, Markkanen and Ralph Sampson are eerily similar. Ralph has a higher 3-ball, Markkanen has a quicker release. It really is preference based between the two cards. They're both going to be 7'4", both going to give you, again, very, very similar things in which both the cards are going to be able to shoot the ball, play great defense, and have good speed, right? As well as they're tall enough to defend against the Manutes, against the Yaos, against the Tacos of the world, which is as important as anything else in my team. I do like both Markkanen and Ralph more than Arvidas Sabonis just because of on the defensive end of the court. I feel like they will give you just that little bit more. Is Markkanen perfect? No. Is Ralph Sampson perfect? No. I don't think either of their releases are that great. Another guy you could plug in here at the 9 to 10 spot is the Galaxy Opal Mark Gasol, who is also really solid. But I do think Markkanen and Ralph Sampson are just a little more valuable because of their height. At number 8, we're plugging in Dark Matter Season 7 MyTEAM Unlimited Reward, Artis Gilmore, who is really solid overall. You know, 7'2", 7'5" wingspan, which is really solid. Hot spots from both corners. I think the reason I like Artis so much is because I don't mind his release. His release isn't necessarily the quickest. It's not necessarily the smoothest, but it is straight up and down. You should be able to green a ton of shots with big Artis Gilmore MyTEAM. Obviously, the MJ dribble style, Asta slide, day move by the back, normal leaner, really good, again, defensive stats. He is a little undersized compared to the Ralphs, compared to the Markkanens of the world. So if you want guys to compete against Taco, Yao, Manute, Markkanen, as well as Ralph Sampson are probably the cards you can have more success with. But as far as an overall card in my team, I do believe Artis does give you more on the court. That's, again, my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with me, but I do like what Artis Gilmore gives you on the court in general. At number 7, Dark Matter Invincible, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 7'2", 7'5" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, 55 Hall of Famers, 6 on gold. He's an invincible. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as an invincible, absolutely incredible. I do like him more at the center position than the power forward position, just because, again, if you're talking power forwards, I'll take D-Rob over him. I'll take Shaq over him. Where at the center position, he's taller, gonna maybe compete better on defense and just give you a little bit more. The one thing about Kareem is his release. I feel like his release is on the slower side of things, while I don't believe it's necessarily bad. So, again, that's just my opinion. When I think of Kareem, I feel like everybody thinks, oh, but his release is not great, where I honestly think at this stage, it's borderline underrated. Because it is chick, easy to time, easy to green. It is just on that slower side of things. Kareem is due for an endgame card. I can't tell you, we do need an endgame Kareem. And when we do get one, he's going to be one of the best power forwards in the game. For now, he comes in at number 7 on my center tier list. At number 6, Galaxy Opal Yao Ming. I mean, let's be honest. Yao Ming is still one of the top centers in the game, but as a Galaxy Opal, he misses a lot, you know, doesn't have clamps, no challenger, no quick first step, no unblockable, no limitless range. You can't give it to him. His release still really solid, really easy to time into green, but as far as I'm concerned, there are just overall better centers than Galaxy Opal Yao Ming at this stage. That's not me saying, Yao is bad. That's not me saying you can't play Yao. I'm just overall saying there are better overall centers in my team. Still, from top to bottom, Yao Ming absolutely elite and can play at the highest level in my team. And he really held it down in the No Money Spent Squad series for very long. At number 5, invincible Kristaps Porzingis. An honorable mention goes to the 16-bit Kristaps. I mean, you could plug him in at 8 or 9. He is absolutely elite as well. Do think the invincible KP is similar to a Kareem, where I actually prefer KP at the center position than the power forward position, just because I really love running my pick and pop with KP, and he just puts the defense in a bind. As an invincible, obviously he's going to come with nearly every stat you could ask for, nearly every badge in the game, and it's hard to find any flaws with KP, right? I mean, there's just none. 7'3", 7'6" wingspan, hot spots from everywhere, perfect stats, perfect badges. The big thing for me is there that big of a difference between this KP and the 16-bit? Not really, right? Obviously, they have the exact same release. Maybe movement-wise is a little bit better. But again, I don't see a ton as far as just in general for KP that makes him that much better than the other one. I love KP in general. It just comes to a point where when we have Wemby, when we have Yao, when we have Manute, KP is just down the list a little bit. At number 4, next, Wembanyama. Now, here's the issue, okay? The invincible Wemby can't play the center position. The next Wemby can, and honestly, he is absolutely elite in my team. If you need a budget center, Wemby is the guy I recommend. 7'5", 8-foot wingspan, has a good 3-ball, comes with half range, decent enough release. It's on the slower side, but it is a decent enough release in my team. I just overall really do like and appreciate Wemby in my team at 7'5" with an 8-foot wingspan. It's tough to find many people that can do what Wemby can do. Obviously, release. I feel like his release is easy enough to time, easy enough to green. Is it the best release in my team? Probably not. But it's solid enough. Again, good player model, good player build. I just feel like a lot of people don't necessarily appreciate this Wemby just because he gets overshadowed by the invincible. Obviously, guys, the invincible Wemby is better than the next Wemby. Nobody should be trying to debate that, really. But at the center position, let's say you have enough MT for Wemby, it's tough to beat. At number 3, Dark Matter Rik Smits. Now, some people would argue Rik Smits is at number 2. I don't think you can argue him number 2. Some people could argue him at number 2, though, or I just don't think you could argue him at number 1. Here's the deal. If you want a guy with the most chicken release at the center position, that's Rik Smits, and I feel like that's tough to argue against. Like, how do you argue there's anybody better than Rik Smits when it comes down to smooth and chicken releases in my team? 7'4", 7'7" wingspan. He's got everything he needs. Literally everything he needs. KCP base, on very quick, MJ dribble style, normal leaner. In the pick and pop game, to me, he's a better Kristaps Porzingis, right? When you compare Rik Smits to invincible KP, give me Rik Smits. Obviously, he doesn't have the invincible behind him, but both are going to be pick and pop bigs. And I'm telling you, I will take every day of the week the release of Rik Smits compared to Kristaps Porzingis. If you've got this Rik Smits, he should be playing for you. If you want to play him over my number 2, do what you gotta do. My number 2 is the Dark Matter Yao, whether it's the Titans Yao, whether it is the Hero Yao at number 2. Obviously, we'll talk about the Hero Yao in this video because he is a little bit better. It's tough to beat him. I mean, he's 7'6". His release is smooth, easy to time, easy to green, and he is Yao Ming in my team. Another card that is due to get an invincible endgame at some point, and when that happens, again, he's going to be the best center in the game, but Robert Williams base, I'm very quick. Pro 2 leaner, which is fine. That's a fine leaner. MJ dribble style. I mean, he's tough to beat. I'm not trying to sit here and hype up Yao. I'm not trying to sit here and say, like, if you like Rik Smits over Yao, you're wrong, because you definitely can have that opinion. But Yao, at the end of the day, is 7'6", in a game that is ran by height. We've got to all realize that. The game is ran by height. And so when it comes down to Yao Ming, he's 7'6", 7'9" wingspan. And again, height is the absolute most important thing to consider here. And I like Yao. I mean, I've had this card since basically he came out on May 5th. And I don't regret overspending for him, because he has done it for me for the past 2 months. It's crazy. 2 months later, still our best overall center in the entire game, outside of dark matter Manute Bol. Now, obviously, Manute, a lot of people play him at power forward. So the ultimate best, 3 centers, Manute, Yao, and Rik Smits. Those are your top 3. And obviously, if you didn't get Rik Smits, you probably should be playing the Wemby if you're running invincible Wemby at the 3. Then your next best option is invincible KP. But what I'm trying to say here is, if you run Manute at center, he's the best center in the game. Okay, it's that simple. It's that easy. Jared Allen base on very quick, normal leaner, MJ dribble style. Perfect dribble 6. It is hard to beat height, and I'll say it. Manute's release is absolutely chicken my team. Is it the smoothest release in the game? Or the quickest? It's not the quickest release in the game, but it is, as far as big men are concerned, one of the easier releases to green. You'll see a lot of people greening lightlies consistently with Manute Bol, and I think that just goes to show how smooth and chick his release truly is. That is gonna wrap it up for our center tier list, or our center top 10. Again, guys like Shaq, guys like D-Rob, they're all going to be on that power forward list, so go check that out if you missed it. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.